Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ree and this is Fluid Fox Yoga. Today I'm going to guide you through a strong and creative Vinyasa flow. It's going to be a little shorter than some of my recent videos, so we are going to get started straight away. Please grab your mat and any props you like to use, and then I will join you there in a moment. When you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position. Sitting up tall, we're just going to lower the chin to the chest and we'll take some half circles, moving the right ear to the right shoulder and then across to the left. And you can do that again, right to left. And then bringing your gaze back up to center, reach your arms out in front of you and start to open and close the hands so you're flicking out the fingers. And then start to take some figures of 8 with the wrists. And then crossing the right arm over the left. Bend at the elbows and then move your arms into eagle arms, Dhanurasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower to the floor. And again, inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. And your inhale, release the arms, take your left arm behind you, right arm across to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Try to soften the left shoulder away from your jaw. Breathing in, breathing out. Cross the left arm over the right, bend at the elbows and move the hands towards one another. Walk your right fingers into the palm of your left hand. Inhale, lifting here. Exhale, bow to the earth. And again, inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back to center. Unravel your arms and twist to the right. Take your left hand across, right hand behind the back. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, face forwards, reach your hands out in front of you. Extend the arms, creep the fingertips as far forwards as is comfortable and press your hips back. Feel free to bow your head towards the floor here. Inhale, walk your hands back in towards you, take your fingers behind you, press into the fingertips, draw the shoulders back, and just lift the chest. And then creep forwards, switch your legs the other way. So have the other leg in front. So you're sitting the awkward way. Reach your left hand to the floor and reach your right arm up. Take a gentle side stretch. Keep the hips down. Look under your right armpit towards the ceiling. And then bring your right hand to the back of your head and just press the head into the hand and almost rotate that elbow back a little further so you're still looking up. And release, come back to center. Right hand to the mat, left arm up, lean against your right arm, so you're bending into that elbow if you need to. Leaning to the right, and then bring your left hand to the back of your head and just press the head into the hand and gently rotate. And then release left arm. And one more walk forwards, reach away with your fingertips, push the hips back. You might feel a little different on this side with the legs crossed like this. And allow yourself to bow towards the floor if that's comfortable. When you're ready, walk your hands back in. Come onto all fours. Spread your fingers, tuck the toes under, knees under hips, and start to circle over your wrists, going one direction. And the other direction. Good. Round through the back. Pull the belly button in, tuck the chin under, and lift to your first downward facing dog. And push back through the hands, spread the fingers and start to pedal out the legs, gently waking up the backs of your legs, hamstrings, and your ankles and heels. And then come high onto your toes and just wave the hips or sway the hips side to side. And then lower the heels to where is comfortable, keeping a softness in the knees. Come forwards into high plank, roll forward so you're stacking your shoulders over your wrists or wherever is comfortable for you. Push the floor away and then lower knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale to your cobra, press the feet down, try to use the back, less of the arms, and draw those shoulders back, glutes on. Exhale, press back to child's pose, perhaps taking the knees a little wider and then sinking your hips back to your heels for a 3-breath rest. And then on your next inhale, come forwards onto all fours again, tuck the toes round the back. Inhale, Ardha Mukha, downward facing dog. Exhale, press back. Send the right leg up towards the ceiling on your inhale. Fully extend the leg, and whilst the leg is in the air, start just taking some little ankle circles with that right foot and the other way. Right knee taps the back of your right arm, pull it in round the back. 3-legged dog, send it straight back up. Right knee to the floor, under right hip. Lift the left leg behind you, reach the right arm out in front of you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tap hand and foot. And again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tap the floor. Inhale, reach, lift, and you can stay here or you could reach back for your left foot. Take the foot if you wish with your right hand and then kick the foot into the hand, pushing into your left arm. Gazing at something on the mat in front of you. And then gently release. Left leg slides back behind you. Fold over your right thigh. Walk the hands towards your right knee. Inhale, lift the chest. And you're going to push your right knee into the floor so you lift your bottom off your heel. Reach your arms back. Perhaps you interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, find some softness here. Keep pushing the floor away. Gently release. Walk your hands forwards. Bring the left toes back onto the mat. And we're going to lift the right knee in towards our chest and flip the toes behind us, stepping those right toes to the floor into Wild Thing. Press your hips up. Maybe your right arm stays reaching towards the ceiling. Maybe you reach it back behind you, really thrust those hips towards the sky. And then where you want to put your right hand back on the mat, you're actually going to pick up your right foot and you're going to guide the right foot to the top of your mat, or as close to it. Turn the back heel in and windmill your left arm over, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, right arm lifts. Straighten your front leg. Feel that lovely stretch. Exhale, reach forwards. Inhale, really extend. Reach as far forwards as you can. Exhale, lower the right hand to the inside of your right leg. Push your hips underneath you. And inhale, lift the left fingers to the ceiling now. Inhale, use your top arm to help draw your whole body back up. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your right toes to face the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold halfway. Squeeze your thighs together. Inhale here. Exhale, fold a little further, releasing your hands to the floor under your shoulders. And then one more breath. Inhale. Walk your hands back. Exhale, chin to chest, moving the crown of your head towards the floor. Trust your toes. Lift the hips. Breathing here. On your next inhale, walk your hands forwards. Flat back, squeeze your thighs, bring your hands to your waist and then rise. Turn your heels in, toes out. And we'll take Garudasana, arms, right arm over left. Lunge to the back of the mat, to your left foot, Skandasana. Press off your left leg, lunge Skandasana to your right, bending right knee. Turn to face the top of your mat, lunge onto your right foot, and then float the left leg up behind you. Dorsiflex the back foot, extend your right fingers forwards. Lift the chest a little higher, and then come into full Garudasana. Left leg wraps around the right. Sink the hips, lift the arms. And then from here, you're welcome to stay in your Garudasana, your eagle pose, or bring the left knee up towards you. Take hold of the toe or the outer edge of the foot, and then start to extend that left leg forwards. Grow tall through the back, pull the shoulders back. Gently release the left leg, so you can keep it in the air just for a few more breaths. Lower the left leg to the floor. Inhale to the sky. Swoop the arms up. Stretch the front body. Exhale, swoop the arms back. Swan dive to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Inhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, your choice. To your cobra or upward facing dog, pull the shoulders back, knees off. Exhale to downward facing dog or take a child's pose for 3 resting breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. And inhale 3. If you're in child's pose, make your way back up. And then on your next inhale, left leg to the sky. And while the leg is in the air, circle the left ankle. And then left knee taps the left tricep as high up your left arm as possible. Push the floor away. Inhale back to 3-legged dog. Left knee to the floor, lower it under your left hip. Float the right leg off the mat behind you, stabilize and reach your left arm forwards. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tap hand and foot to the floor. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Last one. Inhale, lift, you can hold, or perhaps you pull that back foot in. Reach for the foot with your left hand, push the floor away with your right, and then begin to kick foot into hand, pulling that shoulder back, using your right glute. And then slowly release, slide the right leg back, fold over your left thigh, left knee. And then inhale, walk your hands back towards your left knee. Lift the chest, push your left your left knee into the floor. So you lift the thigh off the heel, reach your arms back, and if it's available, interlace your hands, pull the shoulders back. And gently release your arms, walk your hands forwards. Bring the right toes back onto the mat, and then we're going to flip into Wild Thing. The left knee comes in, round the back, and then pivot, step the toes behind you, off the mat, push the hips up towards the ceiling, and then reach your left arm to the ceiling or back behind you. And then looking forwards, you want to step your left foot to the top of your mat. See if you can control it. And then pivot your back heel to the floor. Right arm reaches over, come into Warrior Two. Sink your hips, tuck your tailbone underneath. On an inhale, reverse your Warrior left arm to the ceiling. And then lean away as you straighten that front leg. And then come over. Inhale, reach forwards so the right hip tilts up. Exhale, lower the left hand to the inside of your ankle or shin. Push your hips under you now. Reach the right arm to the ceiling. And think about squeezing your inner thighs, your adductors together. Using your strength to lift your obliques, right arm helps you back up to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your left toes to face the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold halfway. Release the hands to the floor, inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin under and move the crown of your head to the mat. Maybe you walk your hands in line with your feet. Squeeze the thighs together. Inhale here, trust your toes a little more. Exhale, lift the hips. One more breath here. Squeeze the thighs together. Exhale. Walk the hands out. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze the legs, hands to hips. Inhale all the way up. Turn your heels in, toes out, reach your arms out in front of you. Cross your left arm over your right, take eagle arms again. Sorry, my back's to you. And bend the right knee, Skandasana to the back of the mat, side lunge. Push off right leg and take your Skandasana to your left leg. Left knee bends. Pivot onto your left foot, facing the top of your mat now. Lean away. And lift the right leg off the floor. Dorsiflex the back foot, pull the toes towards you and make sure they're facing the floor. And then bring your right leg through. Wrap it around your left into your eagle balance. Drop the hips. Lift the arms. Start to lift up, or you can stay where you are if you want to explore that balance for a little longer. Those that want to lift the right knee, Take your fingers around your big toe or take the outer edge of the foot. Inhale, lift the chest, straight spine, and maybe you kick the heel forwards. Pull that right shoulder back. Grow taller. Lift the chest. Gently release the leg and see if you can hold it there for 2 more breaths. That's hard, isn't it? Lower the right foot. Inhale, arms over the head, take a big stretch. Exhale, swan dive to the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank position. Inhale forwards. Exhale your way down to the floor. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to child's pose or downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Lower to your knees if you're already in child's pose. Then just start to walk your hands forwards. But lift the hips so they stay stacked over the knees and come into Anatasana, your melting heart pose. Bow your chest down. Maybe the forehead rests on the mat, or maybe you invite your chin forwards depending on how open you feel in your chest and across your shoulders. Just breathe through the nose here. So for those that want a longer sequence, then you might want to flip back to the beginning of the video so you can repeat the right and left sides again. If you're staying with me, we're going to move on to our locust pose next, preparing for bow. So lower to your stomach. Reach the arms back. I'm going to try and not create any interference with the mic. Apologies if I get a bit crackly. So you're going to reach your arms back. You're going to lift the legs and the arms, the chest, squeeze the shoulders back, and everything lifts up, look forwards. Take 3 breaths here in your locust. Feel the belly inflate and deflate. And again, 2. And 1. Exhale to the floor, turn your gaze to the right, just resting your left cheek on the mat. Wiggle out your hips. And we'll go again. So round 2, reach back. This time, your options are to keep the arms out, extended, or interlace your fingers. And we take a bind with the arms and come back into our locust shape. So the legs lift, squeeze your thighs together. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, the 3 here, inhale and exhale. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Gently release and turn your gaze to the left, resting on your right cheek. Wiggle out the hips. So now we're going to explore bow pose. If you already practice bow, then you're welcome to go straight into it. For those that aren't sure, taking 1 foot at a time with your hands and then bringing the knees back in together so they haven't splayed apart. Pull the shoulders back, kick the feet into the hands, and we'll do 3 breaths. So kicking back, lifting the thighs off the floor. Inhale, feel yourself inflate. Exhale. Keep active as you exhale. Inhale. To exhale. Last breath. And release. We've got one more to go, so just turn your gaze to the right. Have a rest. Final attempt at bow. Bring your feet in, reaching back. If the knees have spread again, draw them in. Draw the shoulders back. Start to kick the feet into the hands, lifting here. Breathing for 3. For 2. Squeeze the glutes for 1. And release. Turn your gaze to the left, wiggle out your hips and have a rest. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Help yourself back up. If you have a block handy, grab it now. Don't worry if you don't, it's not necessary. So coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. We're going to go for quite a wide distance between the hips and the heels. Take your block and place it where your feet would be, and then put your feet on top. So you've now lifted the feet off the floor, you've brought the floor closer, and you've given yourself this nice space under your legs. So you're going to slowly creep your hands towards the edge of your block. So feed your arms under. And while you hold onto the block, or your feet, or your shins, take a big breath in and a big breath out and start to decompress the spine. This has got a nice feeling across the shoulders and upper back as well. You're really rounding in now. When you want to go a little deeper, just start to move the head down towards the floor. And then you'll start to feel it a lot more in the inner thighs and hips. And then from here, we're going to return to butterfly, but we're going to just take the block out of the equation. So move the block. Return the soles of the feet together. And again, option to take the arms under the legs or over, your choice. We're going to go back into our butterfly and get into those hips and thighs a little deeper. Folding forwards. You can still use the block if you want to, actually, just to support your head here if that's available to you. You might find that you've got a little bit more space since using the block. Sometimes that deepens the stretch for me in particular. And I find that that really helps me open up and get a little deeper in the original posture. And then slowly bring your torso back up, help your knees together, and we're going to lower down onto our backs. So come to the floor, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Maybe you rock from side to side, just massage any tension out the back now. All the hard work is done. All that's left to do is a nice stretch down the sides. So let your legs go long and walk your feet to the right of your mat. Reach your arms over your head and walk your arms to the right. Now cross your left heel over your right foot and maybe reach for your left wrist and kind of move into this banana shape, Dhanurasana. Allow the left hip to soften to the floor. Allow the left shoulder to soften to the floor. And you should feel a stretch all down the left side of your body, and it might feel concentrated in one area, like the hip or the shoulder, or it might feel quite equally spread. And breaking the pose, come back to center. Perhaps shift the hips slightly over to the right as you walk your legs to the left and your arms to the left. Cross your right heel over your left foot. Maybe reach for your right wrist. Create that deep shape, deep banana bend, and then relax the right hip so the buttock touches down, the right shoulder. And again, wait for the stretch to happen, wait for those sensations to come to the surface. It might feel very different on this side. It might be a different area where you're feeling that concentration of resistance, of tightness. And then breaking the pose, returning back to center, and draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself again another hug and another rock from side to side. Yogi's choice. You're very welcome to take your final stretches now, whether that's a happy baby or perhaps you'd like to take a twist, a supine twist. I'm going to give you that option now. I'll let you make that decision, because sometimes what I need isn't necessarily what you need. And if you don't want to take any more stretches, if you've had enough, then maybe give yourself just a few minutes of stillness in Shavasana, just to allow the body to soften but also digest the movement. And if you have made your way to stillness, to your Shavasana, your relaxation pose, then take a big inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just feel your whole body start to soften. Thank you so much again for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed that flow. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel for further content from me. And until next time, take care of yourself and have a wonderful rest of your day.